Do you ever get discouraged with the trials of life? Do you ever feel sometimes that just when you get up from one trial, along comes another to kick you down again? No matter how strong or dependent we think we are, there are times when things in life knock us down. Things that happen to us, things that are out of our control, things that others do to us out of hatred or fear, troubles that we make for ourselves. Oh, this is so often the case. Troubles brought about by our enemy, the devil. Well, whatever the source of troubles we face each day, we do face them. Christians know that life is more than just about solving problems and making things work right. We are spirit-led people, and we recognize spiritual goals and dreams. When life knocks us down, we cannot always fix it. We cannot always make things right, and we cannot always be victorious. In John 16 verse 33, it says, I have told you these things, so that in me you may have peace. In this world, you will have troubles. But take heart, I have overcome the world. Still, we know that there are some circumstances that just seem big, too big. Some weights are just too heavy, some burdens we cannot just overcome. When life knocks us down, how can we possibly take a stand? Oftentimes, what pulls me back up is reading the accounts of great men that God used, such as men like Joseph. Such men like Joseph did not start out as great men. Indeed, Joseph was knocked down multiple times, time and time again, by the trials of life. You remember what Joseph went through, right? He was almost murdered by his brothers, sold into slavery, wrongly accused and then thrown into prison. But Joseph used the circumstances in prison to be a great example and was able to find favor in the sight of a jailkeeper and those around him. He gained respect even in prison. Joseph could have easily become sour or bitter and filled with anger over the injustices done to him, but instead he turned them around to serve others. He got back up, and more remarkably, he turned his terrible circumstances around to do good for others. Joseph grew from the trials to become a great leader and save a nation from famine. His words to his brothers after he had become second in command in Egypt were not words of bitterness or revenge or hate. Instead, they were words of appreciation for the trials that he had gone through, because he knew that God had used them for his good and for the good of a nation. He said, But now do not therefore be grieved or angry with yourself because you sold me here. Joseph told his brothers, For God sent me before you to preserve life. He was human, just like you and me. In his darkest hours, he must have asked God a lot of questions. While in prison, Joseph must have wondered what exactly happened to his boyhood dreams. I am sure Joseph must have asked God why he wasn't helping him and saving him from his terrible trials. As he sat within the dark walls of prison, he must have felt that God was punishing him or that he had abandoned him. Can you relate to any of these thoughts? Many times we do not feel that the struggles of this life are for our good, especially while going through the trials. But the fact was, God was with Joseph all the time, and he never left his side. God was the one that showed him favor with the jailer and the men around him. God was the one who gave him wisdom to interpret dreams that led him first to his freedom, and then to be a ruler and save a nation. God, in his great wisdom, knows the trials will bring forth gold in us. He knows when to act and what to do for our growth. Well, God also knows when not to act. Sometimes he does not respond immediately or help us in the way that we'd like, because he knows our struggle is necessary for our strength and our growth. Sometimes struggles are exactly what we need in our life. If God allowed us to go through our lives without any obstacle, well, it would cripple us. We are not going to be as strong as what we could have been, and we would never fly. Nor could we understand and be able to reach out and help others in their afflictions, as Joseph did. The Apostle Peter described the value of trials, and he said, In this you greatly rejoice, though now for a little while, if need be, you have been grieved by various trials, that the genuineness of your faith, being much more precious than gold that perishes, and though it be tested by fire, may be found to praise, honor, and glory at the revelation of Jesus Christ. So keep getting up when you are knocked down. Keep struggling through the tight and difficult spots. You remember the baby giraffe and the butterfly? Their difficulties make them beautiful and strong. Remember the example of Joseph, who did not give up and was used mightily by God? Trust God that He is allowing your trials and your struggles for your good and for the good of others. Beloved, I would like to end by saying that no matter what is going wrong in your life, no matter what hand we are dealt with by this broken world, no matter what our fears or failures are, Paul says, we are more than conquerors through Him who loved us. According to Romans chapter 8 verse 37, when life knocks you down, get up, but not just. Draw near to God. Don't stay down. The victory bell rang on Resurrection Day. Because of the blood of the Lamb shed once and for all, our lives, our triumphal procession. Look, life might feel restricted and confined right now because of COVID-19. And you might be wondering if this quarantine is a new normal. But raise your hopes, because the Bible has prophesied that life will go back to normal before our Lord Jesus comes again. Isaiah chapter 60 from verse 19 to 20 says that the sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee, but the Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy God, thy glory. Thy sun shall no longer go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself, for the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. Therefore, beloved, awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion, put on thy beautiful garment, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no longer come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake thyself from the dust, arise, and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself, O Jerusalem, loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion. Paul said in Philippians chapter 3 from verse 13 to 14, brothers and sisters, I do not consider myself yet to have taken hold of it, but one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining towards what is ahead. I press on towards the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus. You may have fallen, but I have good news today. You can get up and you can move forward. God bless you.